Consider a square and a regular hexagon, a six-sided figure where the sides are all equal. One side of the square is 5 feet longer than the side of the hexagon, and the two figures have the same perimeter. When a word like perimeter shows up in a word problem and there's a formula associated with it, I go look those up and write them down immediately. Perimeter is equal to adding up all the sides. For a square, there are 4 sides, and I'm going to use an S for the word square. We also, perimeter is equal to 6, adding up the sides of the hexagon, and I'll use an H to represent those sides. So if we add up all the sides of the square, add up all the sides of the hexagon, we'll find out that those perimeters are equal. Going back to this sentence, one side of a square. Now we're using a blue S to represent the side of a square, is 5 feet longer, which is addition, of the hexagon, which we're using the letter H. Now that is a complete sentence. That's one equal sign, we're done. The next sentence, starting with the word and, which makes this a compound sentence, says the two figures have the same perimeter. Now here we have the perimeter, we want them to be the same. That means we can put in this information about perimeter into the other equation. So now we would have 4s, always using parentheses when we replace a variable with its value, is equal to 6 times h. Now these are the two equations that we're going to try and solve for this situation. Again, we have s alone, so we can take this information about our square and put it where s appeared. We now have 4 times 5 plus h is equal to 6 times h. So I'm putting that information from the first equation into the second equation. Let's clear parentheses here. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 times h is 4h, equals 6h. Trying to solve for h, we need it on one side of the equation, so we can add a negative 4h to both sides. 2h is equal to 20. Solving for h, multiplying both sides of the equation by 1/2, we get 10 equals h. So the hexagon has sides of length 10 feet, and the square sides are, well, I don't know. If I take this information about h and put it back into the equation up here, finding one of these equations, how about if we put h here, and so we have 5 plus h, and h is 10, we have 15 feet. So if you add 4 15s, you get 60. If you add 6 10s, you get 60, and we know that the perimeters are the same.